There's business plans that sound good and there's business plans that make money. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you what a good business plan looks like that's going to help you grow and scale your video production company. Even if you're just starting out as a freelancer right now, we're going to set up the roadmap so that you can achieve success. Business plans is something I never used to see value in. When I was starting out, I just thought, well, it's much better just to do stuff and see how it goes. I didn't like the idea of writing lengthy documents that got down to everything that I was going to try and achieve, and that just seemed boring and restrictive. I did, however, find myself in a position where my business was plateauing and I couldn't seem to grow it no matter what I tried, and it became super clear how important a business plan was to that next level of growth. But I still didn't like the idea of doing this really lengthy, boring document, which is why we developed a very short and simple solution to a business plan that can deliver on your goals, but ultimately helps keep you accountable and sets the tone for things moving forward. And this is the same strategy that has had success for hundreds of people inside our academy who have been on our personal boot camps and who have been on our one-to-one mentoring sessions. So if you are in a position right now where you're looking to grow your business, whether you're starting or trying to scale, then pay full attention because you're not going to want to miss it. So the first part of your business plan has to be focused on who you are helping and why. This is what we refer to a lot of the time as your ideal customer persona. So thinking about the industries, the niches, the areas that you want to work in. And if you don't know this, you really need to spend some time thinking about it, because when you can have a niche, you can really understand the challenges and the problems that that particular type of person or company is facing. When you understand those things, it makes your positioning as your solution, i.e. video content, much more appealing to that type of person. So what you need to understand is video production is what you're selling. That's the vehicle that we're going to be using, right? That's the mechanism. We're going to use video production, but the problem is people sell that, and that puts you in a box with every other filmmaker, videographer, or person with a camera. And we need to break outside of that box and actually say, well, that's the vehicle we use, but actually what we do as a business, and the reason that a business exists, is to serve a customer, to provide a solution to someone's problem or challenge. That's the reason the business exists. And not enough business plans are focused on their customer, which is why they write these long business plans and they sound good, but actually they never work or generate money because it doesn't come back to that core factor. So the first thing that's going to go at the top of your business plan is who are you helping and why. Once we've got an understanding of that, the next thing we need to look at is who else is already helping these people? Who are our competitors going to be? And when you write a business plan, it's not often you writing it with right now in mind. The whole idea of a business plan is that we're looking at 2, 5, 10 years time. And this is going to be the roadmap. We're thinking about the future and we're starting to analyze where we currently sit and maybe the reasons why we're not there already. And we're going to start to actually pick that apart. And a great place to do this is once we've understood who we're going to be targeting, who else is already solving that problem, and we're going to learn from them. And we do this through competitor analysis. So the next section is going to be analyzing all of your competitors out there right now. So they might be people like other freelancers that you're competing or losing jobs against. And then you're also going to look at those companies that you aspire to be like. Who's going to be your competition in 10 years' time? And we're going to start to write down all the differences that we notice between our company and theirs. So when we're looking at their website, their social media, what kind of things are they doing? What are they saying? And we're going to start to really analyze how they're solving this customer's challenge and what things might work well for our business. Once you've got that, you'll be able to work out your unique selling point. And that's the next section on the paper, is what makes you different in your company. Now you've got an understanding of where you're likely to be in the future. What's going to make you different? Is it value that you provide? Is it quick turnaround times? Are you positioning yourself on cheap prices? Or are you positioning yourself of quality? Finding out this unique positioning in the marketplace, this is going to be the driving factor behind all of your sales and how you're going to generate it. Because when we think about sales and growing our business, we need to know who we're talking to, what problems we're facing. We need to know what's already on the market. Then we need to differentiate ourselves from everyone else in the marketplace so that you become the only logical solution for that person. Hopefully you guys can start to see already how this business plan is starting to take shape into something that is actually going to start generating you money, and not just we want to make millions of pounds in 10 years time and we think we can do it just by doing XYZ. This is actual tangible stuff that you're going to be able to use and go away and grow your business on. If you can do me a favor, if you get value at any point throughout this video, if you can just hit the subscribe button, it just lets us know that we're doing a good job. It helps grow the channel, and hopefully the more people we can reach means the more lives we can impact, and it enables people to live the life they want, right? We create these businesses because we want to live this life. We want to be filmmakers. We want to have our own businesses because we want time freedom or financial freedom. We might want to travel, or we might want really nice things. And hopefully on this channel, we provide enough free, valuable information that enables many of you to do that. So all I ask in return is if you can hit that subscribe button, it would be greatly appreciated. So now we understand the client, we understand the problems, we understand the market, we understand where you fit in the market through your USP and where you're positioned. Now, it comes down to the bit that I think people find quite hard, which is the finances, the numbers. And it's really easy to pick just a round figure, 100K, a million, 10 million. And these numbers they're generally a bit of a guess at the best of time, but people really have no idea whatsoever what goes into actually running $1 million or £1 million business. So again, I just say, let's keep it simple. I ask a couple of questions. The first question is, how much is your revenue per year and how much is your profit at the moment? The next thing is, what would you like that number to be in 5-10 years time? When you are actually achieving this business plan, set yourself a time limit and write down, by this date, so maybe in 2, 3, 4 years time, I would like to be earning this much money. And how do you know if that figure is realistic or not? That moves on to the next stage. And the next stage is understanding right now, when you look at your average spend per client, so how much they averagely spend with you, that average invoice value, how many projects do you need to work on to achieve that? Now, this is where most people end up with saying, well, actually, I would need to do 800 projects or 300 projects a year to make that money. That would mean working every single day without taking a day off, or actually, are you able to generate that many sales? And then it becomes into the point of the roadmap where it's the action plan. It's the bit of, this is what we would like to achieve, and how we're going to get there is by doing what? And that might be a strategy of increasing my prices. So I'm going to do a staged approach to increasing my prices. This year, I'm going to increase them to X. Next year will be X. Next year will be X. And I can justify that by doing X, Y, Z, leveling up the business, whatever. The next thing will be capacity, right? And really, you're trying to think about as many levels to this that's going to enable you to achieve your goal. So you might look at this and think, okay, even if I increase my prices, I'm still not going to hit that goal. I'm going to need people to work in my team, or I'm going to need to outsource some of this stuff because editing is taking too long and I need someone to focus on sales or whatever that might be. And that leads me on nicely to the next point, which is obviously generating sales. You need to have an understanding of the numbers and how they work here. Sales is a numbers game. So we're going to write down a plan of action to how we're going to start generating more consistent sales. And that might be, in Q1 of this year, I'm going to attend 5 networking events. I'm going to go to 3 trade shows. I'm going to send 100 emails. I'm going to pick up the phone. I'm going to phone 200 people. Whatever that looks like for you, it's all about writing it down. And then you'll be able to understand what's actually achievable, what's not. Is there anything that we can delegate or outsource? Can we outsource our sales process? Can we automate our LinkedIn funnel? Can we automate our email outreach? And how many of those clients are going to come back to you time and time again? Is there a way that we can actually say we make one sale and that person pays us regularly every single month? Well, if you've been around this channel long enough, then you will know that we're huge advocates of retainer models, and we use a system called the RCP system, which stands for regular content plans. This is designed to provide you with a consistent and predictable cash flow inside your business by making one sale and then having a client pay you every single month for a period of at least 12 months at minimum. If you want to know more about that, we've got a free training. I'll link it in the description below. It will go through actually some of our sales automation, how we find leads, how we email them, and more importantly, what this RCP system is, how you can apply it to your business and get people to move on to it. And that's insanely important for solving that question that we asked earlier on. How are you going to make this money? And then the next question being, what does your capacity look like? Do you have the capacity to actually do this and facilitate all of that workload? And the answer is often not. So then we look at how can we increase that average invoice value. So now we're on the final two stages of making this business plan that's going to help you level up and generate more money. We've already started to understand exactly where you fit, how you're positioned, your offering, and this just is all about sales. This is positioning you as the expert to make sales easier, and we've started to develop a bit of a roadmap. What are those steps that we need to do to achieve those targets that we've already set? By being detailed and creating this plan of how we're going to achieve those financial goals, it will provide you with some accountability, because then you can take that set list that you've just done. So saying by quarter one, I want to have achieved this. Quarter two, I want to have achieved this, and so on and so forth. Put those dates in your diary, and that will help keep you accountable to make sure you just keep referring back to this business plan. Because one of the biggest failures that I see time and time again is people create a good business plan and then they just don't stick to it. They feel like they've done the hard work by writing it down. They almost feel like they've achieved it and then they don't need to worry about it. This should be at the front of your mind. Leave it on your desk, put it on the wall. Remind yourself constantly, am I doing these things that I set out that told me I was going to achieve this goal? And if you're not, then you need to question whether or not you need to change your goal, or whether or not you should actually get back on track and do that. So keep yourself accountable. And what will help you do this is my next step, which is systems and processes. That's going to make sure that you stay accountable to what you're setting out. I want you to just create a very short paragraph. What do you need to do right now to enable this to happen? Do you need to have set days? So you say Monday is always going to be a sales day. That's when I'm going to focus on sales, generating new leads, etc. Then for the rest of the week, it can be a mix of film shoots, it can be a mix of editing, it can be a mix of business development, replying to those emails, but maybe there's some structure that you need. And in that point of the business plan, this is the bit where it's like, okay, I've identified what I want to achieve, I've identified how I need to achieve that, but now I'm looking at what needs to change immediately for that to happen. Finally, and this is one of my favorite points, is I want you to end this business plan with saying, if you were to get investment from a Dragon on Dragon's Den or Shark on Shark Tank or whatever the equivalent is for you, if you were to have an investor come and say, I'm going to give you 100,000 to invest into your business, how would you spend that investment? And I want you to write that down. If I was to get an investment of 100,000 from this person, here's how I would invest it. Because it changes the mindset around understanding what those moves are that you need to do in your business if it was someone else's money. And for those of you who have got capital, you've got some money in your bank account already because you've got some profits that you've had some good years on, remember that's your money to invest as well. So when you're going through this, you're really setting out the tone of, I need to know that actually, you know, a big stepping stone or a milestone in this business plan is I'm going to need to hire someone at some point. So if I was going to have that investment right now, this is the person I would hire an editor or a salesperson. And it creates those stepping stones that actually they're not for right now, but when you get to that point in business, you know what the next step is that you need to take. And then you don't get to a point where you're like, oh, I don't know if I need to hire someone or not. You've already got it listed down there. If you complete these steps, honestly, you're going to have a functional business plan that is going to deliver results. It's not just something that rubs your own ego and makes you think you're going to make £1 million in a couple of years. It's actually going to provide you with the stepping stones and everything in this business plan now. And I get so passionate about this because I've seen it work for so many people, so many of our members, and whether they're members of our academy or members of our personal mentoring sessions and our boot camps, this makes a huge difference because you can now use everything inside here for marketing and sales, which is only going to grow your business further. If you have liked this video, please make sure you subscribe. Let me know what you thought in the comments, and why not take a look at this video? YouTube thinks it's going to be great for you, so get some more value on this channel by clicking that video now. Take care. Good luck.